with Jaden Daniels, man, yeah, he brings a lot to the table. Athletically, we know he can run. He is Lamar-esque with that. He also is a little bit sneakier in his overall frame when you're watching him run. He has a little bit more physicality to his frame when you're watching him finish some runs than you would anticipate. He also is very gifted with his arm. I think he has nice accuracy and good touch on certain passes. Think he anticipates throws well, and he's playing with a lot of confidence as a young player. Also, he's a guy that has a dope offensive coordinator building a plan around him in Cliff Kingsbury. They do a great job of misdirection to keep you off balance as a defense. And by utilizing Jaden Daniels at times in the run game, you take advantage of the numbers of they are using all 11 players, where on defense you're trying to have a safety back there. So now essentially it's 10 versus 11. They utilize that well with Jaden Daniels. So when you're watching them on like short yardage situation, goal line situation, in the words of Coach Tomlin, the weighty plays, weighty downs, that's when you'll see, some of the Jaden Daniels magic in terms of that dual threat ability. But like I said, he's also a guy that can deliver some very nice throws, man. He's playing with a lot of confidence and he's playing fast. Now, in terms of the best way to deal with him, I personally think it starts up front in the trenches, man. A lot of that misdirection stuff that they are doing run game wise that helps him have some of his runs hit more downhill versus laterally is due to their offensive line getting winning the grass. Same when you watch Lamar Jackson. The reason why the Ravens have a lot of success when they play teams not named the Pittsburgh Steelers is because they win the trenches. So those runs from Lamar aren't hitting laterally. It's more downhill. Now he can put that foot in the ground, get north and south, and he's an issue. Same with Jaden Daniels. When they play us, we got Cam Hayward. We have Larry Ogunjobi. We've had a Keanu Benton. We know TJ Highsmith. They win the line of scrimmage. So now those runs, they're not hitting downhill. They got to go more lateral. Or you've seen at times with TJ and Highsmith when Lamar will pull the ball, right? Or he's given the ball and we're going to hit him anyways. So it gets to the point where he doesn't even run the fake anymore of a RPO or a zone read action. It's just, here, take it in. I'm out. That's the way that you defended Jaden Daniels. If you allow Jaden to execute those fakes like how he's been doing, yeah, they're going to have a lot of success running the ball. And if you look at their stats, both rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, yards per game, all reflect that. When you've watched them struggle, it's been some of the teams that have been able to control their trenches. You talk about the Ravens against them. What do the Ravens do that we do? We like to beat you in the trenches. That's one of the big parts that, like I said, man, we'll disrupt some of that. Now, after that, in terms of some of his passing, yeah, the dude be making some plays, man. Like, he makes good plays. He doesn't play like a traditional rookie from what I'm seeing. It does give you the CJ Stroud vibes with his decision making. So in terms of some of the throws and stuff like that, man, the pressure of pass rush speeding up his clock is definitely going to be an asset for us. But with that, he also has the ability to run. And you watched that Giants game, and that showed up as well, man. So with that, like I said, man, for us, I think the biggest way to deal with him is beat them dudes up front, man. That's where our money is on our team. That's where we're built. We're built for that because that's how you deal with 90% of the quarterbacks that you're going to face, and specifically these dual threat guys. That's really how you inconvenience them and make them more one-dimensional. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it, man.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Try to stop the run first, as weird as it sounds, and try to make him and that team more one-dimensional, because they can get after it with him running the ball, Eckler running the ball, and also Brian Robinson. So that'll help your defense's chances out right there. Because the question is, how do you stop Jaden Daniels? Honestly, let's just try to stop that run first.
You got to.
But I think also in the back of your mind with the passing, you should try to keep a lid on it. No explosive plays, because they do struggle in the red zone. So if you make them have to execute, drive in and drive out, you most likely are going to be able to hold them to 3 points. Not saying that's optimal or anything, but that's better than giving up a touchdown.
And for some reason, man, they like to get out front early. They like to play in front, man. So that's the other part where that's where it's like if you can make them have to be that one-dimensional side, and some of that is based on score. If you can get some separation, now you force them to throw a little bit more. Right now, a lot of their games, they're either one score winning. So they can go ahead and lean on that run. And you look at it, Brian Robinson is leading their team in rushing, 450. But then the number 2 guy is Jaden Daniels.
He's basically got 450.
Yeah, he's got 450 as well. And then after that, you got Austin Eckler. And then Jeremy McNichol still got about a $150, almost like $180-ish. All of that makes their offense a lot more complicated to deal with. And when you watch it, it's a whole bunch.
Yeah, across the board, their offense is really good this year. If you look from a passing standpoint, a running standpoint,
they misdirection
an overall point standpoint, just efficiency, they're pretty much like top 5 or 6 across the board.
Yep.
They just really struggle in the red zone, though.
Yeah, but it's like if you're not disciplined defensively, or if you can't force the action with them, this is going to wear you out, man, because you're seeing too much, and that's why they're able to have so much success running the football. No different than Lamar back. You think about it before Derrick Henry got there, when we would say, man, they just plug and play any back and he's going to have success there, whether it's Justice Hill, whether it was L. Bell, who was it was another back that Latavius Murray was over there. I don't know if L.
Bell had success there.
He had like a week. He had a week. I'm saying he had a week. It was Latavius Murray's show, though.
It was like 20 yards and a touchdown? Is that?
No, remember, that was like the first week he got there. It was a part of the group. And compared to what he did prior to that.
I think it was only like 20 yards.
So, Deke, what did he do any game prior to that is what I'm implying. Nothing prior to his last time being in here. So, as a whole with the system, just follow me, Deke. I know you want to minimize them, but as a whole with the system, that's why they have success, man. It don't matter who you put out there.
No, I agree with you. I mean, Bell, though.
So, that's not good. 20 in a tutty.
I don't think he lasted. I think they cut him after a couple games.
I'm talking about just as a whole.
No, I agree with your premise. I agree with your premise. But
it's like, bro, what?
Laughed at Le'Veon Bell being thrown in there.
All right. How many running backs have played for us that have not scored a touchdown?
I mean, is that all success means to us? Scoring a touchdown in an individual game?
If you're playing running back in an individual game and you're part of rotation,
I just wouldn't categorize Le'Veon Bell's time with the Ravens as success.
Because you're comparing his time there to his time here in Pittsburgh. They're totally different entities, man. I agree with you.
You can get out of a stadium with a lot of running backs.
Yeah. That's what their system is predicated on, though, man. If your eyes aren't where they are, if you're not disciplined, they're going to take advantage of you. The proof is in the pudding. I don't have to make it up. That's what the tape and all the stats show, baby. So, like I said, with them, though, man, got to stop that run. Smash it, man. Make it one-dimensional. Will definitely help us out a lot more. But what's some strength you see with them, man?
Well, Jaden Daniels, we just talked about him.
Yeah.
He's good. Probably top 12 right now. Top 12, top 10-ish.
He balling. He playing well.
Should be in the MVP conversation, on the top 5. Maybe you have him as an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Like a 6th or 7th. Just because I don't think the stats are gaudy enough right now. But if you keep winning games and you keep being efficient,
you could do it.
Yeah, you'd be in the mix. If they finish as the number 1 NFC seed.
And you're a rookie doing it. That's the other
I don't
part.
expect them to, because, I don't think
Are you going to say Philly?
Probably the Lions.
Oh, okay.
But if they keep winning games, there's just, I don't think they're gonna keep this 7-2 thing up. I don't know how their second half schedule is. Maybe they play a bunch of easy teams.
Let me pull them up real quick. Hold on.
They might, because they're playing on a last place schedule from last year. Anyway, he's really good. Jaden, I gotta give him credit. The dude's legit. And going back to that question, like, how do you stop Jaden Daniels? At this point, from what I'm seeing with him, it's just you got to play good defense against them. I think that's, if you want to make it really simple, because the question's almost like asking how do you stop a Josh Allen, a Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. You got to play good defense.
Across the board.
Play good, because they're a good player. So if you come out and have a good game, you help your chances. But don't be surprised if they have a player too. Yeah,
so quick update on their schedule. Obviously, we said they are, 7-2? They've had a 4-game winning streak. And they're currently in the heart of a 3-game winning streak. In terms of the teams that they've already beaten, the Giants, they swept them, beat them twice. Beat the Bengals, beat the Cardinals, put 40 on the Cardinals.
That's early Bengals, too. That don't hit the same if they beat the Bengals, say, this week or next week.
They scored 38 points on that Bengals team. They scored 42 points on that Cardinals team. Defense. They scored 34 points that next week on that Browns team, and then put 30 on that Ravens team, put 40 on that Carolina Panthers team. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row of them scored 30-plus points. I do agree, though, some of these teams We know there's some context with that, man. That Panthers team specifically. Yeah, we know. Also be the Chicago team. And
Browns with Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm. But this is also
Giants
week 5 with Jaden Daniels.
I know. He's been playing.
He's a rookie.
Been playing really good. And I say that Bengals game kind of tongue-in-cheek because that was a big game for Jaden.
He threw
Commanders,
for 254
that was on,
too, man.
Was that, I think that was Monday
Night Football.
Monday night on the road in
third
Cincy.
week. Yeah.
Going up against the guy that you succeeded at LSU, the guy that arguably had the best college football season
seriously,
ever.
Man.
And Joe Burrow. That was a big game for them. I'm not even going to front. But I will admit, Bengals in the Joe Burrow era, I mean, first 2 or 3 games.
I mean, that's fair.
They're always coming out rusty. They're not going to be a good team.
What have the Commanders? What have the Commanders been the past 5 years?
Oh, just bad. That's what I mean. It was a good. I mean, it's a good one. But Bengals early, they ain't the same Bengals team. Although their defense might just flat out be bad. So we'll see what happens tonight. And Commanders put up how many points? You say 38 against them. So that might be a consistent thing.
Yeah. They score a lot. Even like I said last week versus the Giants, man, division game. We know how division games get. We see how we play the Browns and how we play the Bengals at times, man. But they 27
Lucky
to
win
22
against the
with
Bears
that,
for sure.
Yeah, it's the Hail Mary game. Yeah, 18-15. He still threw for 326.
I know that's my point. They struggle in the red zone. They were able to move the ball pretty easily.
Yeah, holy smokes.
They just kicked a bunch of field goals.
Yeah. So, like I said, and this is my other part with them, man, when we're talking about expectations or even just how we're going to speak on them at times of who they've played and are they real or not. Their expectations going into week 1 were not our expectations going into week 1. We were in 2 totally different stratospheres. So them sitting at 7-2, as much as I would love to discredit them and say, oh, y'all ain't played nobody, they ain't doing this, that, it's like, who had the Commanders on anybody's list? If we were going to say who was going to win the NFC East, it was going to be Dallas. You was going to hear Philly. You was going to hear the Giants with Daniel Dimes. Like, nobody was talking Commanders. I got to give the dude
credit.
Yeah.
Colin Cowherd predicted the Commanders making the playoffs.
Shout out to Colin. Yeah, shout out to Colin.
I got to give the dude credit.
Yeah, but let's be real. So when I see them sitting at 7-2, I can't be sitting here like, oh, man, they ain't playing nobody here. They suck. They're like,
who
told us the Commanders was good?
They'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's almost like how people talk about the Ravens, that the Ravens are like this god tier, and I don't think the Commanders are exactly there.
But all I'm saying is with the Ravens, at least it's respectable because you've seen a track record, you've seen a history. When was the last time you saw the Commanders be good? That's all I'm saying. We going back to maybe Sam Howell that first year with or RG3. Yeah, but I was thinking when the year when Brady and them won it. Remember they had to beat. Was that Sam
that was
Howell?
Heineke.
Or Heineke. I about to say had to beat him in wild card. But I'm like, I don't even think they was even all the way consistently good that year.
No.
Right. So that's my whole just like, yo, what y'all are doing right now, we're going to find out if it's real or not. But I can't just knock it because what were the expectations for y'all? It's kind of like Benny Bishop. Benny came in as an undrafted free agent. He's giving us some high games, he's giving us some low games. But it's like, bro, nobody expected him to like be playing and producing outside of maybe like his immediate family type thing, you know? So when I look at the Commanders, as much as I'm very skeptical about some of this and watching, I'm like, yo, I think we can do some of this.
Oh, their defense ain't that good.
But that's the funny part too. They kind of they talk about them a little bit though. I don't like it.
Look at the games where they played good quarterbacks.
I'm with you. They talk about it a little bit, but I'm with you. I am definitely with you.
You just went through their schedule. They played the Giants twice. They played the Panthers with Bryce Young.
Yeah. Their best quarterback that they
played
was
Deshaun Watson
Joe.
Browns.
Yeah, Joe Burrow was the best quarterback they played, man.
When they played Burrow, Baker, and even Caleb actually didn't even have a bad game against them, to be honest. Burrow, Baker, Lamar. They lit them up. They lit up that defense. Kyler didn't have a good game. But I think that was the Cardinals' wake-up call. I think they started turning it around after that.
They've been winning ever since. Yeah. Absolutely. So, no, it's going to definitely get interesting, man. Couple of strengths, though. Or did you have any more? Because I know we were talking Jaden Daniels right there.
Yeah, they got pieces on offense. They got McLaurin. Some of those secondary receivers that actually have been pretty reliable, too.
They low-key have.
Zacchaeus, Diami Brown.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz.
Resurgence?
Yeah, a little bit. They got Noah Brown.
Yeah.
and yeah, their line's not bad.
Noah's
And
low key been productive over there.
they got the running backs with Brian Robinson. He's their ground and pound guy, and then you got Eckler. And we know what Eckler is. He could definitely run it on the ground too, but he's very effective in the passing game.
Yeah.
So their offense, I think their offense is a big strength. So you could highlight 2, 3, 4 different things about their offense. And Kingsbury being over there has been a godsend. And their defense, it's just kind of weak. Man. I'm not even in front. So like that's something I would include with the weaknesses. They just traded for Marshawn Lattimore, which is good for them. I don't even think he's going to play this week.
Questionable right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. He was DNP yesterday at practice. Their front seven, I mean, they've missed on some of these cornerback picks recently, like Emmanuel Forbes. There's a reason they traded for Lattimore. So, I think a lot of their strength just goes to the offense. And I guess you could credit Dan Quinn, though, because even with the defense being so-so, they're finding ways to win games. They're winning the games that are in front of them, even if they are against some weak opponents.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Because I could even admit on our side of things, the first half of our schedule is the lighter portion of our 2024 season.
At least,
I'm not even in the front.
At least as it stands on the paper, because we're going to sit here and say we got Cleveland twice.
Well, yeah.
Is Cleveland, how do we view Cleveland, right? We're about to play Cincinnati twice. Which version of Cincinnati is showing up? So
I think they're good.
Well, we are defaulting to that because of who? Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow wasn't there, or if it was any other quarterback, we'd be looking at them and saying, if Jameis Winston was their quarterback, we're looking at them the same we're looking at Cleveland right now. That's all.
That's why we're saying it, though, because it's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but their record is their record. If they lose tonight, then what?
Well, we still got to play them with Joe Burrow, though. That's
fair.
the problem, and they're going to be a dead man walking.
That's fair.
And they'll have nothing to lose. They won't even care.
Look, we could be afraid of Joe Burrow because that's what it kind of sounds like. But as a whole, if your team is bad,
I'm not afraid of him. It's Joe Burrow. This is probably the best football he's actually ever played in the regular season.
But his team is not playing well.
No, the defense
he's playing
ain't that
really
good.
well.
The
He's playing ball. Yeah.
But that's how they're always going to have a chance. It's when you have a guy, you always got a chance. The Browns games, though, those should be the easiest ones. Those might be the easiest ones.
Now, see why you think
on the
that?
Whole schedule.
Because I think that could get weird with Jameis. I feel weirder about that one than I do Cincy. I think we go into Cincy and we're locked in because of the whole Joe Burrow mindset. I feel like with Jameis, everybody said, "Oh, it's
You're
just
thinking
Jameis."
Tomlin losses with the Browns?
No, I just think that not everybody respects his ability and what he's capable of because he's streaky. But he's like lightning rod streaky. It's either going to be all the way good or it's going to be all the way trash. And you got to see it twice. So that's all.
Yeah, credit Quinn and what he's built thus far. 7-2 in his first season with the Commanders.
Now respect on that.
Yeah, it's nothing to sneeze at because you're right. Look at Washington the last decade,
they had
2 decades and a half.
They just had Bieniemy over there a couple years prior to this, and the offense. Now, granted, it wasn't Jaden Daniels at quarterback, but there still wasn't this type of production, this type of like buzz with them. Whereas with Kingsbury, with this new thing they got going on, yeah, you do see some of that. I do agree with all that you just said too, man. And even with Terry, man, we know that's the deep ball guy. Man, Terry is nice. Terry is nice, and the fact that Terry consistently produces with all the different quarterbacks he's worked with over there, you know what you got to do when you got to deal with him. That's the JPJ. It's going to get real interesting, man. It'll be real interesting. But when you're speaking of their defense, a couple of guys, man, to me that stand out a little bit more. Dante Fowler, pass rusher. He got, I think, 6.5 sacks. That's their main one-on-one flamethrower, get off the ball type of guy. And Jeremy Chin. That's the safety, the dude, obviously, that we were trying to get. He signed there. I would have been so hot if Deshaun Elliott wasn't playing like Deshaun Elliott, because when I watched Jeremy Chin, I'm like, yo, this dude is flying to the ball. He getting it everything. He could cover. He could play the running. It looked just like Deshaun Elliott. So as I watched the shot, I'm like, hey, man, I ain't tripping on Jeremy because we got ours. I feel good about it. But, yeah, that's one of them dudes, man. He's playing at a high level for them, man. Obviously, they got names when you're talking Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu. But I don't know. I feel like that's...
Their front seven ain't that good. Hey, their defense just ain't that good as a whole.
It's like
we should be able to run on them.
They got some pieces, and that's the other part. They play a lot of that nickel defense, trying to play the numbers game. And I'm like, yo, the way that we run the football, that's going to be an issue. I hope they actually run that. If they run that, it should be a great day for Najee. It should be a great day for Jalen. It should be a great day for the running game.
Yeah.
I don't think they can play us like that. I'll be interested to see if they play us like that.
So then
I don't think they play us like that, bro.
Because they don't got anything in the secondary. get takeaways. They don't do
They
any
don't,
splash plays.
yeah.
So I have confidence in our offense.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think we should be able to move the ball versus them. Do we go to the weaknesses now, man? To me, when I'm thinking of, I'm like, yo, their pass rush, I don't like it. I'm like, you got Dante Fowler, but as
if
a
he's your
whole,
one, you
yeah,
got
that's
problems.
like, it's light. It's not enough. I look at their run defense and I'm like, yes, at times it is good on paper, but when you watch them, I'm like, that small ball defense that y'all are playing, that is not going to work when we show up in 12 personnel and we running downhill with Najee Harris. I don't care how good this safety tackles. That's a long day for that guy. And if you sit here and try to play Jeremy Chin in the box like they do at times, because like I said, that's their utility guy, they move him around. If you play him down here, you give it a single high. We got a quarterback now through 2 weeks that has shown he can take advantage of that. And my thing is, who you matching up with GP one-on-one if you going to have that single high, have this guy in his box for this run? I'm trying to see which one of the dudes want to show up and put his hand up for that one and do it consistently, because I feel like Calvin Austin got to be feeling good about his situation, Van and Mike. It's like, yo, yeah, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it, man.
Yeah, Emmanuel Forbes, Benjamin St. Juice, Mike Sanders, still tiny dude. Noah Igbenogany.
Deke, which one? Which one is raising their hand and saying, I want to go against George Pickens. I'm ready for that task for 4 quarters.
It's probably going to be St. Juice.
They praying Lattimore be ready.
He's not going to
He's not going to be ready, but they praying Lattimore is ready. They praying, and yes, Jeff H., we live, baby. You know we bite. Let's get it, man. But yeah, that's been one part. I'm just like, I
have more faith in our offense than our defense.
Low key, I was going to say my biggest concern this week, though.
The defense is the X factor. What defense shows up?
I say, yo, are we going to actually
like
be the defense
cheese,
that can stop the
shootout,
run?
yeah.
If we can't stop this run this week, Deke, it's going to be a long 4 quarters, bro. Because this is enough. You got to stop. You can't defend both. It's one or the other, man.
Maybe stopping them in the red zone could be enough. But
well, that's the one thing that we do at a very high level.
We do it well.
You're going to get yards in between the 20.
And we get the splash plays. But
we create turnovers,
Daniels
and we're stingy as heck in the red zone,
not
man.
Turning it over.
He low-key has, but he hasn't faced us. We know that this is something that we emphasize, and it has proven to be a track record for us. We create a ton of splash plays.
No matter how many yards we give up or shaky we look, we've been consistently getting turnovers and getting some stops in the red zone when needed.
Remember, part of the philosophy with Coach Tomlin, with Terrell Austin, I will allow you to go 20-20. But once we get into this condensed part of the field, now some of that stuff that you were having success with in the middle, that doesn't work down here. And now that the field's condensed, you also can't beat me over the top. So it's kind of like the rope-a-dope. Just a little bit of that. It's not always the prettiest, but it's effective as heck. Think Floyd Mayweather. It's like, yo, why you doing it like that? I don't know, but it works. It's 50-0. It's awkward. It's ugly at times, but it's undefeated, man. 9 times out of 10, it works.
We got to be careful though, because
I would agree.
The refs aren't going to be able to bail us out every time.
I would
some
agree.
of the like the Giants had a couple touchdowns
they did.
taken
Got
away.
called back,
Some shaky calls. Same thing happened with the Raiders.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
So yeah, if you want to let them get down to the red zone consistently,
but you've seen it though. This is the style. Even when I was sitting, that was kind of like when you get into that red zone, man, we got to be sharp, cooked, da. You hear us always talk about 7 shots to start practice. That's red zone. That's tight red. Like, we emphasize that, man. So
I guess what I'm trying to say, it's not optimal to just say, hey,
it's definitely not. No.
Hey, get a ton of yards and get down to the red zone. Then we'll stop you. Here's a free 3 points.
And what I mean by the philosophy, I'm not saying that they just willingly give it up.
I know.
But
it's
if you got to
prioritizing
defend,
things.
if I got to defend 1 or 2 things, I'm defending deep ball 20-20 because that's the headshot that can kill me. I would rather you snap that ball 15 times and kick a field goal than snap it 3 times and you score a 60-yard touchdown on me. And I forgot who asked us about Brian Flores the other day, but that's kind of the difference of philosophies. Like, Flores going to go, man, he'll go cover 0 at the 50-yard line. That's no guts, no glory. That's hey, man, lay it all on the table, call. It's like, bro, whoa. Now, when you hit it right, oh, bro, you Big Willie style, you the man, right? But at the same time, we've even seen in stadium with us versus that same style of defense, how it can gash you and really hurt you, man. So for Coach Tomlin, like I said, that's just not his style. He's like, man, I would much rather you have to snap that ball and execute, because the more times you have to snap it, the more times you have to execute it, the higher the chances are of somebody out there messing up. Somebody's going to have a false start. Somebody's going to have a holding penalty. Somebody's going to drop a pass. Somebody's going to have a mental error. Somebody's going to miss a block. One of my guys are going to make a play. That's the thought process. But like I said, it's different. It's definitely different, man. And when it doesn't end with that happy ending in the red zone, we like, oh, hey, bro. Hey, you tripping with this one, man. And that's the flip side to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, you're taking a risk. I guess in a way. Yeah.
Like I said, either
it's
way,
a trade-off,
it's a risk, man.
It's a trade-off though. How you want to go about it with your philosophy and going into certain games week in and week out, and how you want to prioritize things. Yeah. There's trade-offs.
Yep. Now, did you have any other weaknesses you was gonna add to this thing, man?
No, I mean, I think their defense is weak, and I think they struggle in the red zone. Those would be like my main two things. Their kicker's hurt.
I like that too. Not that he's hurt.
Right hip injury. Didn't practice yesterday.
Yeah. About to say, because as we've seen, man, them extra points come in handy. Yeah. Never know. And they're not 100% anymore too, which is also refreshing.
Nah, that's really all I got, I'd say.
All right. Okay. Well,
you say they played a weak schedule this far?
That's fair. A couple matchups, man, that I had. Their interior offensive line, man. Nick Algretti, I think I said that right. Tyler Badask and Sam Cosme. Shout out to Sam too. He's been in the league for a little while now. Yeah. But that big three, man, that's their guard, left tackle, or guard, left guard, center, right guard. Obviously, they got to match it with our big three in the interior, man. Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, and Larry Ogunjobi. The big way to stop this rushing attack, the big way to disrupt Jaden Daniels, is to win this matchup right here, man. You create that new line of scrimmage, a lot of that misdirection runs, a lot of the pulls that you see, a lot of the tight end on one side crossing it, two tight ends and 3-point snares next to each other. Just like, bro, what is all of this? Winning up front, creating penetration simplifies a lot of that, because the linebackers are going to have their hands full in terms of what they have to see. Because, yeah, man, them dudes be running the triple. It's like the RPO zone read offense, but they're not reading traditional people like a DN or a D tackle. They're reading the safety. They're reading the linebacker. So it's times where LB comes through free and they reading off of him like, yo, should I give it or not? At this level, man, we don't play that. That's like college ball stuff, man. Like, it's just a different thing of what you see on a week in and week out basis. Now, the familiarity that we have playing Baltimore's offense should help us in this matchup, but the reason why we have success against Baltimore is because of those type of dudes that we just named up front, man. So we definitely need that.
And I don't think Lamar has been as good of a passer as what we've seen from Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
Jaden Daniels this far. Now, maybe Jaden Daniels struggles passing against us specifically, but Daniels has been lighting it up.
I think Jaden has thrown better, but I think Lamar runs better.
Right.
Like, to me, Lamar's way more of a threat running the ball than Jaden, but Jaden still is very, capable. But the throwing, I think, is where the separation shows up.
Yeah, and we all have seen Lamar improve his passing a ton, but it's just still, for whatever reason, we still have done really good against him.
Yeah.
And he threw for a decent amount against us last year, but he made the pivotal turnovers and mistakes late in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the one at home early in the season.
Yeah, he had the pick, and then they lost it going for 2. Remember, because they scored, and then was that the
I think that was when we had Big Ben.
You're right.
Still.
Yeah,
that was way back.
That one up. Yeah, but no, he had to pick the JPJ throwing it to OBJ. But like I said, that's the first one, man. Next one though, Jeremy Chin, man. We talked about him a little bit, man. To me, I think he's their best defender. Plays a lot like Deshaun Elliott. Like, that's kind of like when I'm watching him, like, yo, see a lot of similarities, but he matches up at times where a lot of times with the tight ends, man, if they feel like you're the guy, that's the guy that they want in action with them. So Pat Freiermuth, this is one of those ones, man. And like I said, in got to have situations, they went man. He was pulling up on the tight ends and he made plays, man. I think that with Muth should be different. We're not. I forgot my man's name over in New York with the Giants. I like Muth a little bit more. So I want to see that look like that. But like I said, Jeremy Chin's a good player, athletic as heck, but that's the matchup, man. He wants to isolate on that. From there, man, Jaden Daniels. He's playing at a high level, man. He's looking good. Hasn't made a ton of mistakes. But at the same time, Minkah Fitzpatrick, that's the chess match. Sometimes it's via splash, and I know that's what we want. We want splash, we want splash, we want splash. But at the same time, Minkah is still doing a heck of a job getting everything in the right spot and also deterring certain things from happening as well, man. I just feel like with rookies, though, sometimes they don't know what they need to be weary of. They don't know that they need to respect that a little bit more. So I'm hoping that we get young, maybe a little overzealous, let me challenge it, because a lot of these other quarterbacks haven't really been challenging it. They've been like, oh, if you're in the middle of the field, I'm going to work the perimeters. Okay, you're deep over here. All right, I'm going to go on this side. So hopefully with Jaden, we'll see him, like I said, take some of that. Let me see if I'm like that or not, because everybody goes through it as a young guy in the league. You got to see it. You got to, hey, man, I know they said you can't throw over there, but let me just see if it's really like that. So we're going to find out. But that's the one, like I said, with Minkah. From there, man, we got to go to this offensive line, specifically the homie Broderick Jones, because Dante Fowler is going to line up on him. That's the one he wants. So
Broderick shouldn't have issues.
That's my biggest concern about offense right now. If Broderick is successful versus Dante Fowler, I think we move this ball up and down the field and feel great. If Broderick is not having, everything that he needs to be motivated, play his best, and do that, and Dante is able to come out here and make some plays, I think it's going to, make it a little bit longer of a day for us. It's not ability. I promise not ability. And I'm sure he's even seen him at, no, they probably be too far apart college-wise. But I'm like, it's SEC on SEC. Yeah. But it's SEC on SEC. It's like, yo, that's Florida, Georgia. Like, was the big, was it the cocktail, right? The cocktail party, right? The big cocktail party. That's what they call that. They used to call it a rivalry. I don't know if they still call it that. But yeah, Broderick, get it to me, man. Get it to me.
There's no reason why Broderick shouldn't have success.
I'm like, bro, we've seen less do more at times. And it's been not because of talent. So that's my caution. I'm just throwing it out there on the front end. He is good enough that if you are on nonsense,
you just want to have Broderick Jones in your matchups to watch for every week? Like, no matter what, you just want to have him in there?
Until he makes me feel like I don't need to, okay? Because every game he still does it.
Where's anyone else on the O-line? You bringing up anyone else?
Well, this is my thing, right? I said let's go look at their pass rushes. Let's go look at some of their.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you might as well just have Broderick Jones in your matchups to watch week in and week out. No matter who we play.
Hey, look, has Dan Moore been giving it up? Has Isaac Seumalo been giving it up? Has Zach Frazier / Ryan McCullum been giving it up? And Frazier's supposed to be back. That's what I'm saying. But it's like, I feel good about that. Mason McCormick.
Playing good.
Or James Daniels. Like, I feel good about them dudes. It's only been one player specifically on the O-line, right, wrong, or indifferent. And I promise I don't want to sing them out, but it's just like, if I'm just talking matchup, I know if I'm highlighting their guys and we like, yo, that's the one right here we want. Hey, man, this dude right here you want to get. You know they watching the same tape we watching. So that's the part. That's the beautiful part about the NFL. It's like, we all see the same thing. We might word it and phrase it differently, but they are still watching the exact same tape that we've seen. They're watching the same plays and players have success, and they're saying to themselves, this is how that works. Hey, if you just keep rushing, man, he'll stop. You just do this like that. That'll work. So I'm hoping that it works for him.
There's a Commanders podcast out there.
Doing
the Week 10 preview, and they're shitting on Broderick
They saying, yo, they got a lot of weapons, but the way to beat the Steelers, you got to stop the run, and you have to cook Broderick Jones. That's what they said. If you beat Broderick, that's going to disrupt this pass, because now that Russ is out here, he's actually throwing that rock. With Fields, hey, man, be a little careful. He's going to try to run it. But they circling
Broderick.
That's
the thing. With Russ playing the way that this is a testament to Russ. Right. The way he's playing right now, there really isn't many weaknesses on our offense right now.
It's definitely not, yeah. And Broderick still at times has played well. At times. It's just you want it every single time. And at that position, kind of like defensive back, your bad plays are louder. Your bad plays stand out even more. So that's the thing, like I said, with, Broderick in this situation, like, yo, just be locked in. Should be locked in. Last matchup though, just as a must see. Terry McLaurin, whenever he gets them JPJ reps, man. I want to see that. I want to see it.
I like JPJ in that.
We're gonna find out. That's the beautiful part of it, man. Like I always side JPJ because, like I said, that's JPJ. Like I ain't got, hey man.
Yeah, I wonder what McLaurin's over under is. Maybe we'll check it. I'll check it out whenever we do the picks. I would take the under on that. Actually.
That's gonna be.
I'm guessing it's gonna be like
man.
60 or 70. I'd take the under.
Yeah, to me, that's the one because I'm like, if you want to get more respect in the NFL, you don't get that going against nobodies. You get that going against somebody's proven guys, talented guys. This is a proven, talented dude that's been doing it for a while. Done it with multiple lower level guys, and now he got a like high level, or at least he's playing at a high level quarterback right now. So that's the one where I'm like, all right, JPJ, good on good. Now, based on how Coach Tomlin talked about the press conference, I don't think JPJ is going to follow him 100% of the time. But I do think there are going to be more than enough opportunities where we see them matched up one-on-one, and said that's the one I'm looking for, man. But like you said, keep a lid on it, man. Got to keep a lid on it.
I couldn't help myself. I wanted to look at the over-unders right now.
What they saying about them?
So they got for receptions.
Talk to me.
4.5 is the over-under. But those aren't good odds. It's minus 145 on the over, plus 110 on the under.
4.5 is actually a good line, too.
Okay, receiving yards, 58.5 for Terry McLaurin. So I think
respect.
They're actually giving our defense some respect there. I think
that's respect because they know we got pass rush, man. They know we can win up front.
63.5 for Pickens.
Dang, so they ain't really giving either one of them a ton of cray. But I like the respect though. So I feel like they got us a little bit better than them, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Okay, that's less than I thought. 58.5.
You was thinking
70? 60 or 70.
I could have said it 70. 70 plus or minus.
You know what? I got to stick to my word.
You taking the under?
Yeah, I'm going to be on record saying the under.
That under's low, bro.
If someone can remind me before the game actually starts, I'll put my money where my mouth is. Because I would like to bet the Steelers on this one, too, given that we're underdogs, +3 or the money line.
Okay. Oh, so all right, we getting points. That's good, then.
So I could throw in that under prop.
So which one do you like better, the under receptions or the under yardage?
Yardage. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good line. Shout out to Vegas.
4.5. Man, yeah, that's tough actually. Because McLaurin he's not as much of a heavy target threat.
Then like volume, yeah. But he's down the grass though.
Right. But Daniels has been targeting him a lot, so that's kind of a good line. Man. Because if he gets 5 or 6, he's probably getting over that.
You would think
58, I would assume, because I don't think Daniels is gonna be tossing
he doesn't
screens
dink and dunk,
slants.
Yeah. He's gonna be like 2 for 30, 2 for 50, 2 for 20.
So the reception one ain't a bad one either. Just under 5 receptions is what you're looking for with McLaurin. Man, that's tough. Maybe I just do both.
I like it.
Full faith in JP.
I like it. JP and the pass rush package deal, man.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it's 4 receptions because it's 4.5. He's got to get under.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but right?
Yeah, if it's plus or minus 4.5,
he's got to get 4.
Yeah, 4 is a loss.
It.
If he gets 5, then you lose. Yeah.
Right.
4 is a win.
Man, 4 just seems too easy. That's 1 reception a quarter. But if he gets 4. 58.5 is very much in the mix.
Over 58, yeah. I think that's close.
That's tough. Those are good lines, like you said.
That's it, man. That's why they're the house, man. Shout out to DraftKings. Okay. Now, Lifted One says this feels like it's going to be an overtime game.
It could be a shootout. Depends on our defense.
Yeah. It's supposed to be good weather, so, yeah.
We could play in whatever style we need to with the offense playing like it has.
I would agree. Definitely
and Russ
agree.
playing like he has. It's got to be a little comeback in the 4th, down a couple points, down 10. Russ can do that. If we just need a $150, 200 from Russ and not turn the ball over, run game heavy, defense is playing good, we could do that.
Yeah.
If it's back and forth the whole game. I feel like we could do that as well.
I like it.
It's unfortunate because we're paying this defense a lot of money. We shouldn't even be thinking about shootouts.
Man. Don't do that, man.
We shouldn't be thinking about shootouts or being down 10 points in the fourth quarter.
Don't do it like that, D. Come on, man.
I'm just going off what I've seen these last 3 games.
But
actually, it's extended more than just the last 3. Probably 4 or 5 games ever since the Colts game happened.
But we ain't feel good about no shootouts back then. We feel good about shootouts now. That's because we got a $40 million quarterback. It's different. He's worth 40. When you got a $40 million guy, it's like, all right, it's a little different. But
I'd still that's aside the fact. Even if we had Fields, I'd like the defense to be playing better.
They'll play better, man. They definitely got to stop
I think it's
that
more
run.
of a testament to Russ and who he is and how he's been playing as opposed to anything else. It's just like when you got a guy, you could win in multiple ways, like Mahomes with the Chiefs or Burrow, those type of guys. You feel really confident as a fan going into whatever game. You feel like you're always going to have a chance.
Because stylistically, there isn't a style that doesn't work for
Almost
us.
like with Big Ben. And like
there isn't a style that doesn't
Killer
work
B
for us.
time with Big Ben, you know, you always felt like you had a chance, but I would always say I'd like this defense to be playing better, though. I'd like to be playing some better complement football.
We did, too. We was like, hey, Savage, just get us to the party. You know we got you for 2 of them now, all right? We get you for 2 a game. Don't ask for 3. 3 if we hot, okay? But 2 a game, we got you. Just don't call for it too soon, nah. Yeah.
But we didn't have the same amount of resources being used on that defense.
Very true.
So that's why the expectations are high for this unit.
Are you saying that we didn't have a $30 million outside linebacker? Is that what you're saying? Our linebackers didn't make 30 a year or 14 and a half a year? Is that what you're saying, Deke? Is that what you're trying to tell us, Deke?
I guess not.
That's crazy. You know what?
We
think
did
you're
spend some
actually
draft
right,
picks
though.
on
We
guys.
definitely spent some draft picks. We spent some free agency on it. But yeah, we ain't dropped no 30s in there.
We didn't do anything with that secondary until finally getting Joe Hayden.
We tried with Artie. We brought Artie in.
I know.
He was a firster. Artie was a firster.
Yeah. Should have traded up for William Jackson.
Golson. We tried.
Who?
Don't do it like that.
Who?
Don't do it like that. He got hurt.
Second round pick that never played.
He was hurt, man. Come on, man. We tried.
Yeah.
Sean Davis. We tried. We were investing.
I like Sean Davis too.
Mike Mitchell. We spent some money.
Him and
there.
Burns started off hot.
We spent some money. We was trying.
We should have just brought Polamalu back for another year too.
Willie Gay, Marco. You know, we was trying. We tried to invest some in there. Now we tried to. It never really hit. Mike Hilton hit. Cam Sutton hit. There we go.
Undrafted and 4th round pick.
Yeah. So there we go.
Would have been nice if some of those first. I mean, Bud Dupree worked. Shazier worked.
Yeah, we just didn't have a lot of the drafted secondary picks. It didn't have the longevity with it. They started out hot though, and it was just
Burns was great as a rookie.
Burns
Davis
played
was
well.
great too.
SD played well. Yeah, both of them dudes.
That's
early
what I
on
thought.
played
Wow,
well.
we're finally gonna have a secondary. This is awesome.
Yeah,
but then the next year happened.
Yeah, no, that's real life. That's real life.
We doing score predictions?
Absolutely. How you like it? How you like them? Drop your score predictions in the comment section as well, man. Who gets it done? Who's getting the W?
As I've been alluding to,
don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe
my score
to the
predictions
channel as well.
I don't know. They could have a wide range.
You got this.
Because the defense is the big X factor.
It's unfortunately become that.
I think we get like 28. I have faith in this offense. I really do. I think we're going to be able to move the ball. We're going to be able to put up points because why wouldn't we be able to? What I've seen with Russ at the helm here, offenses look good. And the running game's just getting better and better. And Commanders' weakness, one of their big weaknesses on defense. But they got weaknesses all over the place on defense, both stopping the run and stopping the pass. But with how Najee's been running and how we've been running the ball, man, I mean, that's a big plus in our favor. But if they want to try to sell out and stop it, Russ has been cooking too, and now we add Mike Williams in the fold. Mm-hmm. I don't see a problem with us getting like 28. Now, what do we do on defense? I think yesterday I predicted 28-21. I'm gonna give them one less point. We win 28-20.
Okay.
Yeah,
like that.
Daniels is able to move the ball a little bit. I hope it's less. I really hope it's less than 20. I like Iron Mike's 5K one. coming off the bye,
It's after
we
the
get
bye,
our head
bro.
we get our
Come
heads on
man.
straight on defense.
Come on, man.
We look ourselves in the mirror and say, like, come on.
Yeah, man.
We
Pull
ain't
it
what we put
together.
out these last 4 or 5
We
weeks.
better than that.
We're more of what those first 3 weeks were.
I would agree.
We're getting paid a lot of money. Let's have some pride.
Get 30s
So,
in there. 30s
actually,
and 14s
you know
in there.
what?
There's a lot
Yeah,
of money
less
on that
than
side.
20. I like Iron Mike 5Ks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm stealing your prediction here.
Yeah.
28-17.
Ooh.
I think that's perfect.
Okay.
I think it's a statement game for the Steelers.
I like that.
We're sitting at 7-2 at week's end, and I don't care if the national media is talking about us on Monday. Maybe they'll still be talking about the Ravens, depending on what they do on Thursday night. Maybe they're still talking about Ravens being the AFC best and favorites in the AFC. Maybe they could talk about your Bills if you want them to.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I want us flying on the radar. I don't care.
The
But they might.
Jets,
I mean,
the
if we're sitting at
Jets.
7-2, we beat Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. People are going to be talking about us heavy, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever, it is what it is.
I like it. I like it.
That's going to be the vibes.
Okay. I like it then, man. I like it. I think it's gonna be a little closer. I as much as I want to have elite.
You're worried
level
about the defense.
I am. I'm like.
I talked myself into the 17. I did because my score prediction yesterday was 28-21.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. We've allowed a lot of movement and yardage and unfortunately some points to some people that I don't think were as good offensively, and I actually think they are pretty decent on offense, man. I think they got a good situation going on. Like I said, as much as I believe our D-line is the difference in this, I do think that, the Commanders, man, they are going to make some plays. But to me, Russ is the deciding factor. Since Russ has been in here, man, the leadership, the points, the movement, the confidence, and just as a whole, the energy, man, with this team, it just feels different. So with that, man, I got us scoring 30 on them. Because why wouldn't I? I mean, Russ is at quarterback. We score 30s. That's what we do. But I do have them scoring 27 points, man. I think it comes right down to the wire. Give me Boz. Yeah, I got Boz on the walk-off, baby. I think it gets active, though. I think it's one of the ones where they going to have some success, man. Just based off of how we've been playing defensively. Now, I hope that I am completely wrong and they come out here and just shut it down from start to finish. But yeah, you saw the Jets moved it, then you saw the Giants moved it. It was like neither one of them teams I think were like that, and yeah, I didn't like some of that. And then I think of the Colts game, weirdly enough, as well, of what happens if we don't get the consistent pressure. But like I said, we could score and we don't turn it over. So that's why I said 30-27. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one, man. Which defense shows up? That's the question. Which defense shows up?
I'm thinking the bye week energy gives us some momentum, wakes us up a little bit.
I like that.
AJ Martinez, though, he's turning on us.
Uh-oh.
It says 41-31 Commanders win.
No. AJ. No. Can't believe you would say that.
Weather update for the game.
Uh-oh. Is it changed? What are we looking like?
I don't know if it's changed or not, but I haven't checked, so I wouldn't even know if it's changed. Rainy though, little rain.
Little rain.
I don't know if that's how you envisioned it. I kind of have been
wet.
envisioning
It's
that.
a little wet out there.
Yeah, I feel like every time we've played Washington, it's been like like a muddy game,
a little misty,
rainy game,
little something.
Yeah. So there you go.
It was funny.
Added information for you.
Trying to think. We're talking about the last two matches we had versus them. Obviously, 2020, the 11-0 start. We played them on that like weird Tuesday. The game got moved a couple of times because of COVID.
It was a night game.
Yeah. That was the game that started the decline that year from the 11-0.
If Ebron could just catch a ball, we would have won. If Deontay could have caught a ball, we would have won easily. And
then the last time we played at their spot, you'll remember this game, 2016, Monday Night Football season opener, AB twerking, Kirk Cousins, 7, Josh Norman and company. Like, that was a vibe. TG out there on the Commanders, or actually the Redskins back then. TG on the Redskins side. Yeah, it was good times, man. So that was the last time we was there.
He still had that Steeler pure blood in him, though.
Don't do that. He was half blooded up all the way over there. That's why he lost. All right.
He's a half blood for Washington, though. He's a half blood for Seattle. Pure blood for the Steelers.
Yeah. I hear you. But anywho.
And then before that, though, It was RG3 at
Yeah.
home, Bumblebees. Were you on the team then?
I wasn't. I was in.
Might have been the year before,
Yeah.
year or two before.
Mm-hmm.
And that was okay. Maybe that's why I'm envisioning it being like a
It was
muddy,
nasty
rainy
out there.
game.
Yeah, that was like it was either 12 or 13 when
the
that happened.
two that you just
Yeah.
mentioned, those were clear skies.
Yeah. I like it though, man. I like it, but hopefully it'll be like how it was last time.
Well,
we was out there,
you know
Scott.
what
We
I
whooped
think
up
it is
on them,
too.
man. We beat
Every
them on
time
them.
I'm seeing like Washington games on the
They're
TV,
nasty out.
yeah,
Yes.
I think it's just the
They're
weather
nasty
down
out.
there.
Yes, yes.
I think
So-
that's part of it too.
Yep. But we're gonna be straight though. Like I said, because our brand of football travels. It's physical. Physicality travels. Rain, hail, sunshine, don't matter. Light, dark, don't matter.